Be part of this. I want to be part of educating people on climate, thinking about myself. Okay, how could I design workshops for younger Dinlong, make younger Dinlong interested in climate change? So I have myself as reference, the younger self, always trying to think, okay, younger Dinlong will think this workshop is super boring. Okay, younger Dinlong will like this workshop. So I'm my own reference point, which led me into UNDP and YECA, where we have a lot of climate education workshops, just to try to make it inspiring. And again, I think Dr. Nam, you mentioned it with your quote from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, right? If you want people to do something, you don't tell them, hey, you should cycle because it will reduce the greenhouse gas emission by 99%. You tell them you cycle because maybe it's good for your health, maybe you are actually faster. Me, I live in Cambodia, I live in Phnom Penh. It makes my day. And on top of that, it has good environmental outcomes, right? And I think the other thing that is linked to all of that is I didn't have any climate role models when I grew up. I didn't meet any climate activists. So I think I'm in between the two of you in terms of generation, exposed to climate change, but not so exposed to climate activists or climate advocates yet. And the first time I met people who actually take climate action was in my early 20s. And the first time I met them, I didn't understand what they were doing. The first time I met people who refused to take the plane, I really didn't understand why they were doing it. Now I totally understand. But also, it's also, I think, what you mentioned, like, I grew up in France, but from an Asian family. I think many of you here can relate. As an Asian kid, you have to accomplish a prophecy, right? You have to be an accountant, engineer, business, doctor, lawyer, whatever. But if you tell your parents you want to work in the social sector, you want to become a climate activist, they will not let you. Maybe they will gossip about it to the neighbors. So how can we reach a state where, if you say you want to be a climate advocate or you want to have a social impact, your parents understand, or the whole community understand, or even that it's cool to have a social impact. For example, when I started studying narrative, because there's more and more role models, and the last tiny thing which I found very interesting in terms of, I think, the massive change of behavior is, I think now everyone has a water bottle, right? We just got a gift also yesterday, but everyone has their own bottle. And when we do all the climate education workshops, and we ask people, like, what action do you take? Of course, the first action that people will say is, I have my own bottle now. But what's interesting is now people don't have a bottle, they don't even think about the climate impact, because now the bottle is part of their identity, and it's very funny.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. My name is Maria Monesoge. You could call me Cindy. I'm from East Flores, Indonesia, from Lamaholo tribe. Of belong to my hometown. I was determined to voice the impact of climate change felt by the community. We are looking for a solution to overcome this, introducing local food and our culture to make it known and to the general public. We're from a community called Botan Hewa Luarotan, with young people in this village to grow, process and sell local food and campaign for it to the surrounding community.